Greetings and welcome to your Oracle message for the day. I am Kat Morgan and I welcome you to this video, to this channel, and to this space. This is a collective reading and it is timeless, so whenever you come across this video, however and whenever you find it, it's the right time for you to be getting this message. And if during the course of the video you think it has any kind of value or in the content and you haven't already liked and or subscribed to the video under a channel, it doesn't give me any money. This will never be a monetized channel. I don't get any money. I apologize for the ads on this channel. I have no control over them. Put that all down in the comments below or the description. But if you feel like doing that, that's great. The reason why I'm here is because you're here. And we have an amazing reading for the card for today. We have been going through Kyle Gray's Gateway of Light Activation Oracle deck. And today's card is the Sword of Light, representing divine protection, cords cut, and breakthrough energy. So I know every time I do these readings, I'm saying, this is a really powerful reading that we've got today. Well, this one's a really powerful reading that we've got today. I will tell you first thing that came to me when I saw this card, when I saw the image and the title of it, I thought of St. Michael. If you thought of something different and you want to put that in the comments, go ahead and do that. Like I said, this channel is for you. The comment section is what you can do with that if you would like. But yes, definitely St. Michael, the Sword of Light. We can see the dove of peace kind of built into the pommel, the handle of the sword itself. I also get a very strong angelic sense with this energy, the golden light pouring through from this central sun I see in the background with these waves, these energy waves of blue and silver and gold and white light, just almost like a spectrum of love, compassion, truth. Love, compassion, truth. That's what I get with those waves coming out. Love, compassion, truth. So pouring out for us divine protection. St. Michael is a very strong guardian. He is invoked many times when people are in trouble, need protection in particular. I have not looked in the book. You and I will go through that together. In fact, I didn't even open it to get my place in here for the reading. So I haven't looked at this to see what the reading says for the card in the book, but we will do that in a minute together. I always want to get a sense of the energy of the message that's coming to us directly from the image on the card, from the words that were chosen to be represented with the card. So I always like to do that before we go into the book and take a look at the reading from there. I want to talk about St. Michael's Sword of Light. And if you have a very strong Christian and or Catholic background, you probably know way more about this than I do. I am a lapsed Catholic and I haven't done any research on this kind of stuff in a very, very long time. So what I will tell you, this is from sacredwindows.com, and it's some information about St. Michael's mystical sword across Europe. And I found this fascinating. We know that St. Michael is known as the Prince of the Heavenly Host because of the story in Revelation 12 and various teachings surrounding him that have come down through long tradition. Okay? Here's the thing about St. Michael's sword that I found so fascinating. He's been known as the protector of Europe, the protector of the church in particular, and maybe that's why we see this mystical sword. There's a line that stretches across Europe of various sanctuaries that have been dedicated to St. Michael. Nobody knows exactly how that happened, if it was intentional or not, but if you imagine the hilt of the sword resting on Mount Carmel in modern day Israel, okay, and then the tip of the sword reaching all the way to the far Atlantic coast of Ireland, we see the supernatural sword of St. Michael lying across Europe. It's a near straight line with several of the sanctuaries evenly spaced around out along it. It's crazy. And I love this idea of lines. I've always been fascinated by grids, the earth grids, energy lines that come from the earth itself. So this does not surprise me. I've also looked into the Magdalene line, which is a completely different thing from this, what we were looking at right here. So I just found that fascinating that there is literally a line of sanctuaries and shrines dedicated to St. Michael that make a straight line from Israel to Ireland. Isn't that crazy? I thought that was crazy. So, yes, getting very strong protective energy, obviously. Divine protection. Cords being cut. I want to talk a little bit about that as well. We hear a lot, I'm sure, if you've listened to any other video on this channel or anything from teachers nowadays, there's a lot of work that's being done energetically to cut cords to things that no longer serve us, that are draining our energy, that are keeping us bound in chains to memories from the past, to stories of the past. And just keep in mind, what we think we remember from the past has already gone through like 20 million filters in our brains. Half of it doesn't even match what actually happened. We've made up stuff. We make up stuff all the time. So why not do it intentionally? Why not look at a situation that happened in the past and say, every time I think about that conversation, that thing that happened, my stomach gets tight and my shoulders crunch up. I feel fear or worry or anxiety, and it's draining me. So I don't want to, when I remember that, because I'm still going to remember it. You're still going to remember it. Your brain is wonderful at storing and retaining everything. So it's still going to be in the memory banks. But why don't we choose what we're going to remember about it? Since we make stuff up anyway. Sorry, I almost said something. But why don't we make that up as we go along? Why don't we do that? So let me just take you along that guess. I'm going to put you on hold just 1 second. Sorry about that. My kitty was having a little bit of a crisis and I needed to go rescue her. So anyways, back to what we were saying about cords being cut and understanding that we don't have to be tied to those things anymore. They don't have to drain our energy if we don't want them to, if we don't allow them to. It's simply a matter of making that decision. As soon as you do, as soon as you say, when I think about that person, I'm not going to feel angry. I'm not going to feel frustration or worry or fear. I'm not going to think like that anymore. When I think of that person or when I think of that situation, it's like it's in a box. It's still there. I can still see it just fine. But I don't have to be connected to it. It can be just set aside. Eventually, I can remember things better about that person, maybe, or just make stuff up because we're doing it anyways. So why don't we do it intentionally instead? So that's the comment I wanted to share with you about cords being cut. You got to do a deep evaluation of everything that you have in your past and decide for each individual thing that you recall whether this was something that brings you joy, that brings you happiness, that puts a smile on your face. If it doesn't, then that's a cord that needs to be cut, so that you can, if the memory comes up, you can remember it like a picture in a frame on a wall. It's just there. You don't have to have a response to it emotionally. You don't have to have a response to it mentally, energetically. It can simply be there. Somebody else's story from a long time ago. So cut those cords that need to be cut. Cut the cords between you and people, between you and habits, between you and everything that no longer serves you. So if you're in a relationship and it's draining you, your partner understands that you're on a path of light and isn't interested in that. Just isn't interested in that. then maybe that's something you need to consider as a cord that might be needing to be cut. I know that's very harsh, and I would apologize, but you already know it's the truth. So I'm going to leave that like that, but you can apply that across all areas and aspects of your life personally. Okay? Sword of Michael, protecting us, protecting our what we're working on, our work that we're about in our lives. This is a day-to-day protection. This isn't like a, it is an overarching protective energy, but it goes beyond that to the nano, where we are being protected as we pour the coffee and we don't get scalded by it splashing on us. It's that kind of protection. It goes down on the nano level. Okay? Always be grateful. All right? Always say thank you that something was averted, that something did not happen, that something beneficial instead happened. Be grateful, be thankful, be appreciative of anything good that happens. Always. As soon as you get there, you will see more and more of those kinds of things happening to you, and you won't need to be cutting cords. You will be wanting to strengthen and encourage the beneficial cords between you and people that encourage each other. You guys encourage each other on your walks in light and love, work and career and financial, personal health, what you're eating, what you're doing with your body, everything. Okay? Examine what does and does not work for you. Make those cuts that need to be made. Let's take a look in the book and find out what it says for us for our reading for today, for the Sword of Light. And there'll be 3 sections to this reading. The first part will be a general informational reading part. The second part will give you an opportunity to make a direct connection with this card itself. And the third part will be a reading that is individual for you. So here we go. Sword of Light. Okay, I was right. I was right. I was a little fearful that I had picked the wrong archangel or the wrong entity that was wielding this sword, but I was right. The Sword of Light is the main energetic tool of Archangel Michael, and that's pronounced actually Michael, the Prince of Heaven. His name means he who is like God, and he is considered Source's right-hand man. He is the archangel who has chosen to guide and protect all light workers. Anyone who is feeling called to make a difference on this planet can be guided and supported by him. And do keep in mind the pronouns he, him, you could call it she, him. Okay? It doesn't make any difference. Put whatever label, pronoun you feel most comfortable with on that. Okay? The Sword of Light has been pictured as both a spear of light and a lightning bolt. Either way, it's a powerful symbol of truth and spiritual power. Even though it is carried by Michael, it can be invoked by all of those working in the light to help them move beyond blockages and limitations and to sever cords of fear. Joan of Arc invoked it when she was going into battle. How to connect with this card? Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Now let it out. Visualize yourself engulfed in golden light. Say, Sword of Light, thank you for cutting the unnecessary cords that bind me to fear. I stand in truth and light, fulfilling the call of my soul. Your message. When this card comes to you, know that it is confirmation that you are walking the path of light and responding to pre-incarnation soul contracts to make a difference on this planet. This is also a sign that you have the opportunity to sever connections to fear and limitation. Energetic cords bind us to situations, loved ones, and even the past. But you are in transition now and detaching from unnecessary connections, dramas, and fears. Know that there will be a great severing at this time, and you might feel isolated for a moment, as you will be reconfiguring your circle of trust and moving into a life that is in greater alignment with your highest good. Know that the cords that you bind to loved ones and soul family will remain intact. It's only the lower vibrational connections that are being severed. Expect breakthroughs and doors of opportunity opening for you. If you feel strongly connected to Archangel Michael, know that this energy is with you now and always. Amen. Selah. So be it. There we go. Yes, I don't have a whole lot I can think of that needs to be added to that. Breakthrough energy. If you've been feeling stuck, like you can't move forward in a direction that you feel with your heart, you know with your mind, there's a heart-brain connection. You have made that decision that this is a path that you need to follow, that this is an action that you need to take, that this is the person you want to become. But you're feeling stuck. It's like no matter what you do, you can't seem to make any progress forward, or you make one step forward and then you take 2 steps back. This is not a dance that we enjoy. None of us do, but we all kind of go through it. And the whole point of this is to get to a place where you're not taking those backward steps as often. They'll still come. They'll still happen. We are human and we are fallible in this incarnation here. Our higher selves, our eternal beings, those little weaknesses and stuff that we see in us are actually strengths for us in that big picture. As we learn how to release things that no longer serve us, encourage things that do, encourage and kind of expand those boundaries, get a little uncomfortable with trying something new. Maybe you've always wanted to be a painter, but you've never really had the time to go to classes or money. You see what other people are doing, and you're just like, there's no way I would have any kind of talent to be able to create anything like that. You're absolutely right. You don't. And there's no reason why you should, because you are a different person than that person that you're looking at, that you're comparing yourself to. They do their thing, you do your thing, you are the expert at you. And you don't need training, you've already got so much talent, so many skills, so much experience and knowledge. You just need to be a little braver, a little bolder. Get a piece of paper, get a pen, and just start drawing. It doesn't matter what it looks like. You'll figure it out. The more you do it, the more you strengthen that connection. Several things are going to start happening all at once. You're going to get better at what you're doing. You're going to feel stronger in it. It's going to bring you even more joy and more happiness and more peace. Other things in your life are going to start working better because you've got this strong, energetic connection to something beautiful that you love. There's your breakthrough. That's the breakthrough energy that we're talking about with this card. So, did have that addition there. Be bold, be brave, walk outside your comfort zone and try something new. So, that's our reading for the day. I love you. Have the most amazing, fantastic day. You are blessed. Be grateful for all of your blessings. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. And ciao for now.